Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to make sure you know all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on all new episodes of Wade's World, Boob Windows and Long Boxes, our Hard R movie reviews, and so much more, all completely uncensored. Access starts for as little as $1 a month, full videos when you pledge $3 a month. Check us out at the link in all of our show notes, or just go straight to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Parrott, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks Podcast.
Diggity dank.
That's right. Welcome back to another week of the Nightwing news. The first week on Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks, because this will drop in October, so the changeover will have taken effect. Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks and all DC shows for the Nightwing news. So if you haven't listened before, well, you know me. I'm Phil. I'm everywhere. But joining me, as always, it is.
Hi, I'm Kristen.
And tonight we're covering a whole bunch of stuff. Titans Season 3, Episode 8. We got the new issue of Nightwing 84 today. We can even talk a little Titans United #1 from last week. And the Brave and the Bold 83. Ooh. Oh, that's a reprint, isn't it? I was going to say, that's not an original copy, is it?
Oh, wait, yeah, this is. I had to pay like $15 for this bad boy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
All right.
This puppy's older than me.
I was going to say, yeah. I think it's older
this one's older than you, Phil.
I know. All right, so... yeah, let's get to Titans. Episode 8 already.
I know. Time's flying. Time is flying. Yeah, and also it's been so long since I watched it, but
me too.
It was good.
Yes, episode 8, Home.
Home, yes. Okay, first, and I'm sure plenty of people have noted this, but I thought it was funny that at the beginning, when Dick's making a sandwich, since Brenton, who plays Dick, is Australian, amid all his sandwich spread is a little can of a little jar of Vegemite.
Oh, nice.
I saw it. I was like, "Oh, that's for all the Australians."
So, we actually got like somewhat of a classic Tim Drake origin. He figured out who Batman and Robin were, and basically,
yes, yeah.
I think I want to be the next Robin.
Yeah, although I'm a little worried because he got shot. That was not part of the original Tim Drake origin, now was it?
No, but again, if they want him to be Robin, he has plot armor, he can survive that. But it's like, meanwhile, it's like, is Jason going to come back? Because it seems like Jason wants to come back.
Yeah, I thought they did. Yeah, I thought they did a nice job. Talking about home. And yes, Jason, I think the thing that you're worrying now is, Jason reached out, to Dick, but, since the, Scarecrow was kind of listening, you just kind of get worried. Are they going to not believe that Jason, really wanted, are they going to think that Jason was kind of, trying to lure them into a trap? Or are they going to know that the Scarecrow heard him?
Scarecrow, that idiot who's trying to get through that 10-inch plate with the wrong tool.
I know. What an idiot.
What a pothead.
Indeed. Yeah, I know that. I thought this was, I have to say, yes, season, I mean, it's still, a little dark. But I think aside from that weird episode where they were running around in the woods and carrying around severed wolf heads, this has definitely been the best season so far.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess we got Secret Tunnels this episode where Bruce trains the Robin. So are we getting closer to All-Star Batman Robin? Did anybody eat rats?
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
And Connor and Blackfire are sleeping together.
I mean, why not? Sure.
Why not?
I mean, it's Blackfire seems like, she's trying to become a better person. So
I know, man. It's gonna be tragic if it's like she actually like reveals, she turns again or something. I don't know, but
oh, that would be devastating.
I wonder if is she gonna turn? Is she gonna go home, or is she gonna get killed?
You better not get killed. They need to stop killing people off.
And I was like, I thought we were bringing Raven back at some point this season, but I mean, this was already episode 8.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, and it's still mostly a kind of like bat-driven.
Yes.
Bat-driven episode. I feel like partially it's good because it's smaller. There aren't as many characters.
Yeah.
So they don't have as many balls in the air. So yeah, I don't know what's
going on. All right, I just looked at the synopsis for next episode. It drops tomorrow. The title Souls. All right, here's the synopsis. While Rachel struggles for a chance to use her magic to resurrect Donna on Paradise Island, Tim Drake encounters Donna in the underworld and searches for a way back.
Geez. So Tim is like
gonna have an out of body experience and then meet Donna, I guess.
Wow. Okay. Well, that'll be interesting. Yeah, that was I was a little surprised. I guess I was thinking, doesn't Superboy have super speed too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I was kind of surprised at that episode. And when Tim got shot, that they didn't tell Superboy super speed him over to a hospital.
I mean, I guess you could always say you're afraid if you move him at high enough speed, it's going to injure him more or something, or I don't know.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Well, it's like, why didn't he grab Donna at the end of last season? It's like, this show.
All right, well, there we go. Yeah, okay, getting in some of the old people.
Yeah, we'll see Donna and Rachel. Next episode, I guess.
Yeah. So.
And
that'll be good.
Dick and Barbara, I guess, still kind of. I hope they stay together.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with the show after this season. I mean, I do think if they decide to have the Titans basically stay at Wayne Manor and do Gotham, and I think that could work.
Yeah.
I feel like since Jason is in is in that Titans United and they're popping him up more, I think maybe they might be trying to rehabilitate him and bring him, probably keep him on the show, I would think. Because the Curran who plays him is very good, and I think Red Hood's quite popular, and also Red Hood fits the tone of the show very well.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be smart if they want to keep going with the show for more seasons. It would be smart to have him kind of be rehabilitated and then sort of kind of work with the Titans.
But yeah, speaking of Titans United #1 came out last week. Yep. Because it's only 7 issues. But I don't know how in continuity this is, because it's basically everyone from the TV show. It even tells you in the corner, watch Titans on HBO Max.
Right. Yep.
Did you read this?
I did. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they got to stop that guy, I guess, who can absorb people's powers, and so yeah, it's basically everyone from the TV show: Dick, Corey, Superboy, Donna, Beast Boy, Raven, Jason. But yeah, Superboy gets injured trying to take down this guy who takes powers. And then in the end, of course, because we can't leave them out, they get a call from Hawk and Dove. Somebody's amped up Kite Man, who's usually a joke.
They're in DC. I mean, 100% the best line, because Jason was kind of being a jerk. 100% the best line was Donna saying, and I thought Nightwing was the only dick around here.
Oh, I know. I was like, whoa.
Hilarious. hilarious. 100% the best line.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know if this isn't supposed to be in continuity or not, because again, this lineup isn't like a normal lineup, especially with like Jake.
I guess it's kind of that Titans. So this is Titans United, Titans Together, which they've released some digital firsts of on the DC Universe Infinite app. That had a similar lineup. I don't think Hawk and Dove were in it, but Jason was hanging out with the Titans. That was a similar thing. So
I just want, yeah, I guess it's probably just trying to get synergy going with the show, and with Titans Academy going on, all these characters could use more of the spotlight, I guess. But no, I mean, it was a decent story. I like the art. The art's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Should we get to?
It had a few good lines.
Yeah. I wasn't familiar with the writer, the artist, but yeah, I mean, it was some good work.
Before we totally move away from Titans and stuff, tying in with the HBO Max, that podcast thing on HBO Max, Batman: The Audio Adventures.
Oh, did you listen to that?
I've listened to some of it. I've listened to the first 3, and
I thought there was only 2 out, but
no, the whole thing's out. They dropped the whole thing.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, but but the Robin in it is Dick Grayson.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's so I like it. It's definitely it's definitely more. I mean, it's not exactly like the 1960s show, but it's definitely more in that vein. So it definitely has more of a comedic feel. So
and the Audio Adventures.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like Mayor Hamilton Hill is voiced by Jason Sudeikis. Yeah. Well, and I had suspected that it might be Dick Grayson as the Robin before I started listening, because Robin's voiced by Melissa Villaseñor, from Saturday Night Live. And so I thought, oh, okay, so Robin's going to be young because it's voiced by a woman, and she's comedic. So that is really limiting. That really makes it, in my opinion, pretty likely that Dick Grayson is going to be the Robin, because you absolutely would not do a comedic take of Damian. No. And you wouldn't really do a comedic take of Jason. I mean, honestly, and I don't really feel like DC would do a comedic take of Tim either. It feels like really. So basically, I was thinking, okay, so either this is an alternate universe and it's Carrie Kelly, it's Stephanie, which feels really unusual because most people wouldn't know, or it's little Dick Grayson, and that's what it is.
Yeah, I didn't know. Is it supposed to be set in that? The Batman movie's coming in March, so I don't know if it had anything to do.
I don't think so. I think it's just supposed to be just a fun thing, because I think it's supposed to be Batman's 5th year, and now he's working with. He's kind of been deputized by the Gotham PD, and like I said, there's a lot of silly stuff in it. I mean, so Robin has helped Batman solve one of the, like a riddle shows up, and it has to do with it's a musical number, and Batman's like, I'm sure you noticed that it was off. Robin's like, yeah, it's in the wrong key, kind of thing. But at the same time, there was also in episode 2, he was at the computer, and Alfred shows up to give him some food, and he's like, and Alfred's like, you missed dinner. And he says, yeah, that really isn't like me to miss dinner. Or something. So, but yeah, it's kind of cute. I mean, one of the things that so far has been happening in the first 3 episodes is Catwoman is going around to mobsters and putting the fear of God into them, and then making them forcing them to make big donations to a cat shelter.
Yeah, I remember.
So like, it's pretty fun.
I remember hearing about this, and then like I forgot, and then I saw the ads today in the comics. So so I downloaded the episodes, and I'm going to listen to them tomorrow. Like I usually get a lot. I can listen to a few at work. So yeah,
they're like half an hour, or so.
Yeah,
Sorry, what?
looks like 35 minutes or so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah. On one thing, I thought maybe they were gonna kind of be because on HBO Max they kind of have a picture of a person with each one. And at first I kind of thought it was gonna be, oh, is it sort of from that person's point of view each episode, but not really. There's multiple different stories. You know, there's like a Two-Face, a Joker, a Riddler, a Penguin, Catwoman, stuff all going on at the same time, and every episode so far has had little bits of all of those spliced in.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So wait. So it's actually on HBO Max.
Yeah, that's who it's through. Yeah.
Oh wait. Yeah. I see. Okay. Okay. I see what you're saying here. Yeah, because on HBO Max. Yeah, the 10 episodes are up. But no, I was looking in Apple Podcasts because you can actually download it as a podcast, but they only have the first 2 episodes on the
Oh, yeah, no, the whole thing's up on HBO Max.
But yeah, so yeah, you can listen to the whole thing on HBO Max, I guess. I mean, I guess they're gonna load them all eventually on the actual podcast, but
well, I'm ready for number 4, and it says Robin infiltrates Two-Face's inner circle and replaces his lucky coin.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on HBO Max now.
But yeah, see there the picture for this episode 2, how I have Robin on there. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, episode 3 I just listened to, and I mean it has a picture of Barbara, but she wasn't in it.
So I might just have to download it on HBO Max and do it that way from my phone because I mean I guess they're doing a free podcast, but I guess they will let it wait for a while because since HBO Max is pay. Because the podcast is free, so I guess they're going to release them slower.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I mean, you obviously already have HBO Max if you're watching Titans, so.
That's what I said. I'll probably just download them from there.
So there you go. But I particularly liked it, and I'm kind of reminded, well, like I said, because it's sort of more fun. But also, it was funny because reading this one, and they definitely are kind of poking fun of how in the past when DC so often tried to write teenagers, the language sounded totally ridiculous. So they have this sort of anti-drug campaign, don't take Scarecrow drugs, and it's totally, I mean, it sounds like it's out of the 20s. They're like, hey kids, if you see a hep cat on the street trying to don't take drugs sort of thing. But anyway, it's good. It's definitely extremely different from the Titans, though. So.
Oh yeah, I figured Saturday Night Live.
Like I said, it's much more in. If you liked the '60s show, you will enjoy it, and if you think the '60s show is like an abomination, which is sad for you, then you will not like it. I would say.
All right, so should we get to Nightwing 84?
For sure.
Part of Fear State.
Yeah, but like I said, I thought I should bring it up because Dick Grayson's in it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll give you my thoughts next week.
Okay, sounds good. All right.
Because I cracked open Nightwing, and there was the ad for Batman. The Batman.
Oh, yeah, see, there you go. All right. Boom. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised because I was kind of not sure if I wanted to listen to it, but then I saw it had Robin in it, and I thought there's a pretty good chance that Robin is Dick Grayson, so I'll listen, and I've enjoyed it.
What did you see? I don't know if it's just a one-shot, but they said there's a tie-in comic for it coming out in October, so.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not sure if I bought that or not. I think I did, yeah.
So.
That's fun.
You like that. All right, so yeah, this one opens with Dick in Bloodhaven, but then he's like, I better get to Gotham. Well,
oh, we have to point out some of the cool little cutenesses. He's eating Marvin George's pizza. Nice.
Oh, nice. On the roof, yes.
That's right. Little shout out to Marv Wolfman and George Perez. Also, his pizza is extremely cheesy. Look how long that line of cheese is. Dang. That's how you know it's good.
Yeah. He's thinking about everything going on, how he, his press conference last time and all this. And then he gets a signal, a broken signal. It's like, Oracle, is that you?
Yep. It seems like a.
Because, yes, Wow, Scarecrow is sowing chaos in Gotham. There's an anti-Oracle who we don't know who it is yet. It's basically broadcasting a fake message pretending to be Oracle saying, Gotham, you should be afraid, man. They're pumping poison into the air and, just trying to like stir up, fear and chaos.
So did that happen in the most recent Batman issue?
Well, I know they mentioned it because there was a Batman out today and then the previous one, I believe, too. Yeah, but yeah, so.
Yeah, it was one of those. All right, that's what I figured.
They've been mentioning it in Batman, yeah, because Barbara's been trying to work around that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he doesn't get much from the signal, but yeah, meet in Park Road, Gotham, midnight.
And then we have Awesome. He asks Haley if she's up for a sleepover.
I don't know. Like, the last time we've seen Haley, she's just sleeping.
That's how dogs do. Got rule.
Hey man, like I said, man, he works at night, man. She gets that bed to herself.
And now we see Clancy.
I know. I was gonna say, is this the first time we've seen Clancy in like years?
Yeah. I mean, this is the first. I'm pretty sure it's the first time we've seen Clancy since New 52.
Oh yeah, I mean, she left Bookie before that, yeah.
Because I mean, before he was Grayson, he wasn't in Bloodhaven.
Yeah.
That was the thing, is Rebirth took him back to Bloodhaven. But this time, Clancy is different because she seems to be a little older than she was before, and she has 2 very cute children.
I know.
Who are...
You tell it's her. She has that same earring, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah,
she is so excited, and her kids are so excited to watch the puppy.
Well, I'm sure she'll fare better than the goldfish. So then, with Haley at the babysitter, Dick jumps on his motorcycle and not exactly incognito, man. It's got that Nightwing symbol right on the front of it.
Oh, it's very snazzy.
Takes off for Gotham. He's like, it feels like I shouldn't be leaving it. Just as I announced, my commitment to Bloodhaven, I'm headed to Gotham. He's like, but hey, if nothing else, it'll show me what I don't want to do with Bloodhaven.
Exactly.
Because
you don't want Bloodhaven to turn into some terrible place where there are floating surveillance. Sounds horrible. And it is horrible because they arrest that poor guy who was just going to get milk.
Yeah, I guess there's a curfew. Yeah, because the magistrate's taken over. We cover this in Future State. This is how it's starting to come to pass. I'm trying to remember Batman and Ghostmaker uncovering this week's Batman that this was all Scarecrow's plan. He's been working on a thesis for years. So I guess Ghostmaker met him back in the day, and like Scarecrow had this theory about how you can make a city better just by like making the populace fearful and then giving them a target to go out, for their fear, and then in the end it would make the city stronger. But
this sounds horrible.
Yeah, it was Scarecrow, but yeah. But the whole thing was it had to come after like a big like catastrophic event. So cue Joker War.
Of course.
Doing it now, yeah.
So then he kind of explains, for people like me who have not yet read the Batman Fear State tie-ins, what's up. And he goes to Park Row, and it feels like a trap, which of course it is.
Oh yeah, and he has to like watch for drones and yeah. I love how he's like, yeah, Crime Alley. He's like, I always thought a rebranding might work. Pretty sure this place would attract a lot less atrocity if it was named Lawful Lane.
I mean, maybe they could try it.
Isn't that Lois's sister?
I mean, given the way comics are, I feel like that's honestly possible.
That's close. Her sister's Lucy, so it's close.
Lucy Lawless Lane.
Oh, nice. But yeah, so yeah, there's a trap. The magistrate has him surrounded, and so Dick's taking out as many as he can. They have him surrounded, and then what's that? And Dick's like thinking that is a shadow of a bat.
Heck yeah! Woo!
Yeah, so I was gonna say I don't know if this takes place before or after today's Batman because there's no mention of Dick. You don't see Dick at all. So
Well, which Batman came out today? 112 or 113?
I think it's 113.
Oh, all right. Because they say in here something about read Batman 112.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's where the Oracle system got compromised.
Yeah, that already happened.
So they're having their fight.
So the dynamic duo are taking down the magistrate. Well, they're like, well, there's too many. Can't get out of here. So you just like break a window and go through someone's apartment.
Yep. Yeah, his stick, his Eskrima stick has like a little. Those sticks are pretty spiffy now. He's got tricked out sticks.
Hey man, he's got money. Got lots of money.
This is true.
Oh, but I love this. Yeah, when the drones are following them and they open fire and Bruce just like down and Bruce covers them with the cape and like takes those bullets.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I'm sure it's Kevlar, but that's still gotta hurt.
That's true.
Mm.
We know from back when Dick was Batman that the cape is like a Kevlar ball gown.
Oh yeah. So like we can't do the streets, we can't do the roof. So yeah, they have to go down into the sewers, which I mean, Bruce has kind of been using the sewers a little bit in Detective Comics, coming to and from his brownstone. So
Oh, okay.
that's what I'm looking.
Wait, so is he still in the brownstone? Is nobody living at the manor?
Yeah, nobody's at the manor, man. After Alfred died, man, he basically, yeah. Well, he lost most of his money though, too. So yeah, he's living in the he might be like a millionaire now not a billionaire. So
Poor Bruce.
Well,
He should ask Dick for a loan.
I said I'm waiting for that scene.
No, he wants Dick to do what he's done.
So yeah, so they're going through the sewer, and Dick's like, "Why didn't you call me?" And Bruce is like, "You have your own city to protect." Yeah, I love. He's like, "You're needed in Bloodhaven. You're doing an effective job in your new home." And he's thinking, "An effective job? That's practically gushing praise from Bruce."
He says, I'm here to help. Where do you need me?
So yeah, he's saying someone's using Oracle's network to spread lies. So like I said, we've seen in Batman already. So I guess he sends Dick to work with Barbara. And he says, Bruce, back there, thanks for jumping into that ambush. I know you could. And Bruce is like, I know you could have handled that yourself. And he's like, maybe, but it was still appreciated. Here we go. I know this is what got Kristen. I know this
is my favorite part.
Bruce goes, I watched my parents die in that alley. I wasn't going to let that happen to my son.
Oh. So precious. So when the first time I read it, because now I have it on my little Kindle Fire like you do, so it's all big. But the first time I read it, I was reading it on my phone, so it was tiny. So I saw the panel that just said, I watched, the first one. I knew you could have handled it. It was appreciated. I watched my parents die in that alley. And I couldn't see the next panel. And I was like, oh my God, he's going to say it. He's going to say it. Ah! And then I turned and read and I was like, yes. That was awesome.
So then Dick gets to Barbara at the clock tower. And she's like, what are you doing here? He's like, I got a message. And she's like, oh no, that's the fake Oracle. Yep. But then she's like, I can't do anything from here. And he's like, well, here's a walkie-talkie. We'll do this old-fashioned. She's like, no, I'm coming with you. She's like, I built a system being used to hurt the city and my friends, my family. This is my fight. And we get the new suit, the new Batgirl suit.
So wait, that's new? It kind of seems like
I think it's kind of like a mishmash of some of the older,
Okay, because it looks a lot like the Batgirl of Burnside suit.
Yeah, it's a little different, but I think they kind of took some of the classics and mixed in Burnside and like one or two of the other.
Yeah, actually, when she was Burnside, did she have a cape?
It
was shorter, maybe. It wasn't as long as this one.
Yeah, it might have been a little shorter. It might have been. I think it was a little more color. It wasn't. I don't think the colors were as dark and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. It does look well. Yeah, and I guess I wasn't sure. Like, is this a new costume or is it just the kind of the Burnside costume as done by a different artist? But yeah, I think it is a bit different because didn't she have yellow boots when it was Burnside?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This one isn't as colorful. I think they kind of mishmashed a bunch of like different suits of hers from
Yeah.
over the years. Yeah, but yeah, this is one of the few times she's been back in the suit since her series ended. I mean, there's been like in Dark Knight's Death Metal, she was Batgirl, but besides that, she's been the Oracle most of the time. So
Okay. So just wearing whatever.
because one of those things where it's like that chip in her spine isn't 100% anymore. It could go at any time. So
So yeah.
So yeah, kids, this one, and then October and November's issue will be Fear State also. So probably not getting back to Bloodhaven until December.
But it was good. I mean, obviously, I just actually felt like not a ton happened. And that would definitely felt like a setup issue. Because
I mean, some of his are, but I like how Tom Taylor. I mean, he mixes the action, which I like. He gives you your emotional, father son Bruce moment. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I mean, Tom's pretty good at giving us,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Was I was saying I felt like this wasn't that it was more of a setup to kind of let people know, like me, who have not been reading all the other issues, kind of what's going on with the Fear State sort of stuff. So yeah, it was good. But yeah, I mean, of course, I loved it. Batman said, "I'm not gonna," like you said, he protected Dick with his cape, and then he's like, "I'm not gonna let that happen to my son." It was amazing.
The minute I read that, I'm like, I know Sheila, that's her favorite part.
Yup.
All right.
You were correct.
So do we want to get to your pick for the night?
All right. I mean, it does actually kind of continue on with the father-son aspect.
Yes. The Brave and the Bold, number 83. Batman and the Teen Titans.
Yeah. And this one is art by Neil Adams. So the art is pretty on top of it. And this is from April, May 1969.
Wow.
Shortly before Dick goes to college.
So yeah, you said this is older than me. This is way older than me.
It is. Oh, it is. Like a decade older than you.
Yeah. Oh my Lord.
So yeah, that's why it's a little bit funny, because I think overall it's a good issue, and certainly the stuff with the oil company, they do a good job with it. But whenever it's the Teen Titans sitting around talking among themselves, you're like, they really don't know how to write dialogue of teenagers.
Well, too, this was like Batman's team up book, so it's like, I don't know who wrote this?
Bob Haney, who actually wrote a lot of the Teen Titans stuff. Okay. But that's always the thing with the Teen Titans is, I mean, I enjoy it, but I personally enjoy reading the old Silver and Bronze Age Teen Titans just to get a laugh out of the dialogue, because sometimes it's so like, what?
And sometimes I don't know if, like, in this era especially, they go over the top with that kind of stuff just to show it's like, oh yeah, they're not like Batman, they're
Well, yeah, that could be.
They're groovy kids just like you.
That's right, yeah. But that's why it's so hilarious, because I feel like it misses the mark so bad. So, like, in trying to make... It's funny because in trying to make the Teen Titans sound cool, it becomes extremely evident that the Teen Titans are all huge squares. They are all doing the right thing all the time, which, yes, is part of why I love it, because it's so
square.
Yeah, because I think I partially love it because it kind of reminds, I mean, obviously I was not this skilled in this kind of stuff, but it reminds me of when I was a teenager, when I was not cool and was basically a gigantic square. I mean, I still am. So that's kind of why I like it. And, it's always funny when stuff's funny when it's not meant to be funny. So that's how the Teen Titans dialogue goes.
And I guess Bruce Wayne has so much money that, like, yeah, because Robin thinks every cent he makes from Zenith Oil, he gives to charity.
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of funny. This just kind of one of those things where it's interest. I don't know what the right word is. It's just funny how after they decided to honestly make Bruce more of a jerk in the 80s and then have him have more fallout and stuff with Dick, how they put more tension in between them, because honestly before Dick really pre-crisis, Dick and Bruce were so close, and I mean throughout this whole book Dick is like worshiping Bruce the whole time. I mean he's always thinking these super complimentary thoughts about Bruce, and it's kind of sweet.
Well, yeah, because yes, this Lance kid shows up because his father, who was a friend of Bruce's father, dies, I guess, and in the will he leaves Lance. The Wayne family promises to adopt and raise Lance, and it was signed by Lance's dad and Thomas Wayne.
So there you go. It's for reals.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just hilarious how Bruce is like, okay, Dick, come into the library with me. Like, this is that period where they are so close and stuff. Like, Bruce is the adult, but he's like, okay, so Dick, what do you think about this? Like, Dick's this kid.
Well, again, I mean, 1969. This is like a year after the TV series went off the air,
right, exactly.
Yeah, so
exactly.
So yeah, Batman's trying to figure out these hijackings. Yeah, Dick seems to be getting into all kinds of mischief, but he's really covering.
I know this was that part. These things that Lance does cracks me up the most, and also you're like, Bruce, world's greatest detective, dude. Shouldn't you be figuring this out?
I know. Wouldn't you be like, hey, maybe it's the kid I just met?
Yeah, which I mean, maybe he is, but honestly, that's kind of why I like it. It just like cracks me up.
What's 1969 too? So probably like, Dick would never lie to me.
Right. So Bruce, I was like, I'll give you an adequate allowance. Ask next time. And then of course that dude, the cop, who's like, oh well, I won't worry about it since it's your kid, Mr. Wayne. It's like, wow.
I mean, it almost sounds like Bruce like slipped him some money. It's like, oh wow, look the other way since it's your child, Mr. Wayne.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be real. That's really how it was. That's how it is.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, why? Oh, a rich white dude. Yeah, okay, never mind. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. But then it also cracks me up because I've never heard this phrase before. But when Bruce is like, "You played Crinkle Fender," I'm like, I've never heard that.
Yeah, well, maybe that's like an older one.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. But yeah, it's funny because it's like Bruce. Also, it kind of cracks me up how every time Bruce is just like, yeah, don't do it again. Like, that's it.
And I mean, and then the whole hijacking thing, Bruce Wayne has brought Batman in on this, and the board's already like, he hasn't found anything. Get rid of him.
But yeah. And look how old timey Bruce's car is there.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah.
It's 1969, and then he can afford antique cars.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, Dick is like, Lance is making him take the rap for all the bad things he's doing, but of course, because Dick is Robin, and this is when Robin is so perfect, is like, we just gotta be friends. He's like, we have to have a Operation Friendship. We'll be friends with Lance, and that'll straighten him out.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, are we taking a Marvel shot here? One of the members of the board is named Stark.
Oh, I don't know. That I didn't think of that, but maybe because that's the bad guy, I think.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Mhm. Maybe. But yeah, here this is where you're like, are you serious? The kids are like, we all dig you. And he's like, thanks, Wonder Doll. Like, ouch.
And then I love when they try to take Lance out, and he's just like, just basically like, tells Dawn, frankly, I dig chicks with more zing. It's like,
What a jerk. But I do love Donna's thought. She's like, if I didn't have to pretend I'm not Wonder Girl, he'd get zinged all right.
I mean, who's he Lance think he's getting? I mean, Dawn is an attractive young lady, and she's just like, no, I like him better than you.
I think it's just supposed to show that he's a jerk.
Yeah.
And so then, because apparently, I don't know, they go out to a discotheque and are home by 8 o'clock or something. But we have Dick reading on the couch John Lennon's poems. Amazing.
We have a curfew.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
and then he's like, I thought he was with you. He was, Bruce. When we left the discotheque, he vanished. We thought he bugged out on his own.
Oh, it's so funny like seeing like Wally here as like a teenager because Flash 774 came out today. And it was an adventure with Wally and his daughter.
Oh.
Because she was making fun of him. She's like, you always listen to the oldies station in the car, and he's like, 90s isn't old. Music from the 90s isn't old.
Yeah, dang. Yes. Well, it's like us. Plus, also this it's kind of whatever, but when people sometimes on like the fan fiction and stuff talk about, Jason is like the reader and Dick not as much into reading, I always think of comics like this. I'm like, no, Dick reads too. He went out to the discotheque and went home early so he could go and was reading John Lennon's poems.
Yeah, I don't like when they like, kind of like do that to Dick, try to make Jason or even Tim like look better.
Yeah, it's like they're all smart.
Yeah, it's like, okay, Tim can be very smart, but so can Dick.
Right. Yeah. And so I don't mind when they're like, oh, Jason is weirdly into classic literature. That's fine. That can be his thing. But that doesn't mean that the other Robins don't like to read. That doesn't mean that, Tim, I'll only read something if it's like an engineering manual or whatever. That's just Jason.
And like, again, I think we mentioned this. I mean, so yeah, Wally's married with kids now. It's like, we could get Dick married to Barbara already. Come on, Tom Taylor.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something about the bat stuff that they don't really seem to.
Well, for a while they didn't want anybody married. I mean, hopefully by the end of this month they're going to finally undo like the 13-year atrocity how they got rid of Spider-Man's marriage. But yeah, remember New 52? They tried to get rid of Superman's marriage, and people were all up in arms about that. So he got his marriage back.
Yeah, I don't know. Guess we'll find out.
Yes.
Time will tell. But anyway, yeah. So, but that's not here. I just always think of but that's not really in the comics. That's more people talking on the internet. So it always makes me think of because in the Golden Age and stuff, of course, Dick reads a lot. There's almost every. I mean, it's also the 40s, so he doesn't have TV, but he's pretty much always reading whenever Bruce leaves him home. Anyway, so Lance gets kidnapped, and Bruce is like, "All right, I'll just pay the ransom." And so Alfred has to throw the $50,000 out in a bag. And even Alfred, man, this kid's annoying because even Alfred's thinking $50,000 for a bad penny seems hardly a fair trade. Even Alfred's dissing on you.
So yeah, Lance gets back, and then he goes into the bank to deposit $25,000, which Kid Flash. I love how Bruce confronts Lance like, I think I have a right to know where you got this $25,000 you put in the bank, and he's like, and Bruce, I received a flash from the bank of which I am a director.
Yeah, which is hilarious. And then of course how they're down in the basement, and I love the Teen Titans. He's Wally, brother, is he ever lying?
Why are they in the basement in Kosh? I mean, I guess are they trying to eavesdrop? Because I'm like, why wouldn't they just be in the cave?
I don't know. Maybe this is like a basement area of the cave.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm just like, go down in the cave. No one's gonna find you, and it's obviously.
Who knows? I think they're just trying to make them seem like normal teenagers. And of course, Donna, stop being so noble, Dick. He's poison, and he'll destroy your relationship with Bruce and break up Batman and Robin if you give him a chance.
But then Mr. Charles Hinton of the State Correctional Department shows up and says, "You should know, Lance. He's a reform school dropout."
Yeah, and his father died of a broken heart, not an accident.
He was also kicked out of the military academy.
And Lance is like, "Come on, Bruce. Please, let me. I never had anybody to steer me on the right track."
Mm-hmm.
But Bruce, of course, says he will. I know, again, I loved Wally. What a line. Don't fall for it, Bruce. And then, of course, Dick, again, he's like, give him a chance, Wally.
But it's like, I learned my lesson.
So Bruce, okay, I'll have the adoption papers drawn up. And the other ones are thinking, he's making a mistake. But Dick, again, none of you understand. Bruce is just the greatest guy in the world. And he'll need all our help in reforming Lance. Like, always ready to defend Bruce. And then Lance is helping at the rummage sale. So maybe he's turning over a new leaf. But then we find out that he discovers the Batcave. And for whatever reason, he says, I've got them both, and I'll make them pay for humiliating me, patronizing me. I'll make them pay the most. I don't quite get where Lance is deciding that they were humiliating him and patronizing him, but whatever.
Yeah, because Batman and the Titans have been causing trouble, so it's just that Stark, because Lance is like, I know who they are, but he won't tell Stark. He says, no penny candy deals, 100,000 in cash, deposit in a Swiss bank when I say so. That Stark says, it's a deal. I wish I had a kid like you, tough, clever.
And him again, the like awkward teenagers. No thanks, Big Daddy.
I don't dig you at all. You're too much like me.
That's so hilarious. So then Robin helps him solve it. Look, the big man from Texas isn't a man from Texas, but an oil
tower. Yeah.
One of the oil towers. So they're gonna go out, and Lance decides, I want to go watch them meet their end.
Yeah, he calls Stark and tells them they're coming. Looks like they're in a bat sub.
Yep. Batman says, Grantland Stark, what were you doing? You're already so rich. And he's like, yeah, I am so rich, so I needed to do something else. I needed to do something audacious just for the fun of it. See, and this is why rich people should pay more in taxes, because otherwise, look at what they do.
They get bored.
They get bored and they commit crimes.
It wasn't the money, but succeeding for the sheer accomplishment. I already conquered every business challenge. But where's the risk? You two are helpless here, 5 miles at sea.
Yeah. And then
Lance
he's like, and now I'm going to slice you with this high pressure hose.
Yep.
Which honestly, that is pretty gnarly.
Clean the pipes, yeah.
And I'm gonna cut you in half with high pressurized water? That's nasty.
You'll never tell Bruce Wayne what you know.
Grantland Stark, you are a bad, bad man. Yes. And then Robin's like, no, not him.
Yeah, because Robin jumps in front and gets hit and knocked overboard.
Yes. And then we have, obviously, my favorite line. That boy meant more to me than anything in life.
Aww.
Exactly.
Uh,
And Kid Flash to the rescue.
yeah, it starts like, I can't hold the hose. It's vibrating.
Yeah, so Kid Flash must have been kind of running next to it, I guess, and doing that. So the Teen Titans help them bust up those saboteurs. But Grantland Stark's trying to run away, or, well, boat away, I should say. He's not running. And he...
But then we see Robin, goes after the fleeing Stark, who shoots Robin.
Yeah, well, Batman jumps on there, and he's, like, I'm gonna shoot you, Batman. You're gonna walk into hot lead. And then, yes, excuse me, Robin came up, and then he gets killed. And Batman's like, Robin, why'd you sacrifice yourself a second time for me? Had to. Is the only way I could even the score. And he's like, wait a minute.
Because it's not Dick, but it's Lance.
Lance.
Big shock.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Shockaroo. He says, I had to undo what I did because I was the ones that gave you up to Stark. And he says, when I saw Robin sacrifice himself for you, I knew at last what real love, real respect was. It made me jealous. I had to prove I wasn't rotten to myself and to you. That's all. See, this is great. Back in the day, Dick and Bruce's relationship was so great that other people learned from it.
That's right.
And then he says, okay, don't worry, Robin's cape. So that's also a theme, the very protective cape. Robin must have had a very protective Kevlar cape when he went.
He fell he fell into the boat, and that's where Lance switched clothes.
Yeah. And he says, I wish I'd been the kind of guy you wanted. And Batman says, you were deep down. You just never had a chance. And then we go to a piece of Wayne Manor and Bruce. He came into our lives like a destructive whirlwind, but he left in a blaze of hope. We'll never forget him.
But we will.
But they absolutely 100% do. Boom. They never talk about this guy again.
Oh, yeah. He really gets buried, man. Especially after Crisis probably wipes it all away. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so it's I find it so interesting because one, because I think it's really a good Bruce and Dick issue. Because Dick's always sticking up for Bruce. Bruce, the best guy you'll ever know, Titans. And Bruce, the boy meant more to me than anything in life. And this kind of stuff. But it also cracks me up a little bit because, like, this kid comes into their life, sacrifices himself. Well, I mean, first he sets Batman up, and then he sacrifices himself for Batman because he realizes, well, that was a hugely jerk move of me. And then it's like they never reference this person again. He is totally an expendable character.
Well, especially because it's like a side book, so it's like, yeah, it's like if you're just reading like Batman and Detective, you don't even know there was a Lance.
Right? Yeah. So it's just. Yeah, it's just funny that
it's like you could read.
I guess
you could read all the Batman books, but if you didn't read this one issue, you don't know there was a Lance ever.
Right? Yeah, and it just kind of feels so interesting to me. I think it's because he dies for Batman. They're like, and then you just totally forget about this. I don't know. It just feels kind of intense that. Because, there were some other, back in the 40s, some issues where, somebody showed up, claiming to be some relative of Bruce's or whatever, some third cousin 8 times removed or whatever. And he was staying at the manor for a little while. And then the kid left. And it's kind of, the kid's annoying and Dick is all, oh, no, I'm fearful for my relationship with Bruce and this kind of stuff. But then they never really talk about that person again. Okay, that's fine. Because that was just, someone who breezed in, didn't figure out you were Batman, was just there to be, the like goofy plot device for that short little story and moved on. But this one, yeah, Lance comes in, Bruce adopts him as his ward.
Well,
and then he dies.
Well, technically the papers were still being drawn up, but yes.
I guess, yeah. But then he dies, and they're like, "We'll never forget him," but they do.
Hey, Gotham's a busy city, man. They
I
don't.
know, and
They're,
I mean, I understand. I mean, it sounds terrible, but I understand. I mean, the first time I read this, I think I mean, I just read it. I don't even know where I read it, but I didn't. I bought it after I read it because I really liked it because it has
Yeah.
all the Bruce and Dick stuff. But definitely when he first found out that he was Batman, that Bruce was Batman, I thought, oh, is this kid gonna die? Because that happened a lot in the back in the day. So I wasn't totally surprised that he died. I was just kind of, it just seems kind of intense that you had this kid come in as your ward and he dies, and then we never speak of him again.
better. Boy, it's interesting. Yes, we have a young man discovering Bruce Wayne as Batman. Kind of what happens next week, also.
Yes, indeed, indeed.
Because another one of your picks, Detective Comics 526, when Jason Todd discovers Bruce Wayne as Batman.
When Jason Todd 1.0 discovers
pre-crisis, yes.
Yeah. The other reason why we are hitting that one up is because that Detective Comics 526 is the last time Dick and Barbara interact with each other on the page in Real People years until like Showcase 1994 or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, that is
wow.
That's the last time, because that, I mean, it's the setup for Dick to,
and that was like early 80s, wasn't it? So
yeah, I think it's 11 years that they go without interacting on the page.
Yeah, I can see that because he goes on, he goes full time with the Titans in the Titans book, and after Killing Joke, she's kind of she's not even in the Bat books much. When she pops back up, it's in like Suicide Squad.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, and I knew that the last time they interacted was 526, but then Joshua wrote about it when one of the Titans episodes came out, and yeah, it's not the Showcase we read. I think we read Showcase 93, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the next year, Showcase 94, when they first interact again. And I went and read that one, and it's when Dick is Batman. So it's during Prodigal. So she calls the cave. It's actually a really good issue. She calls like a guy, someone's creeping on her. And she calls the cave to ask Dick about it, and he gives her some advice, and then the person shows up to attack her at her home. But she presses an emergency button kind of, and she calls a beacon, but she defeats the person, the attacker, and you see at the end, that Batman was there in the shadows, and she kind of says, "How long have you been there?" And he said, "I came as soon as I got your, I've been here a little while. I came as soon as I got your signal." And she says, "Why didn't you step in?" And he said, "You look like you had it handled." And that kind of calls back to earlier, because she was kind of, oh, how does it feel when you and stuff. So it's kind of good because it's like Dick showing his confidence, and Bard like confidence kind of building thing. But anyway, between 526 and that one in 94, they never have any scenes on the page.
But that kind of makes sense, because like I said, that 94, that's like when Dick was coming back to the Bat books, and Barbara was too. So
yep.
All right.
Yeah, so it's different now because I think because, I don't know, Titans became more prominent. The Bat family as a whole, has become more prominent, and so in some of the TV shows and stuff, they bring Batgirl in a little bit more. But originally in the 80s, Batgirl never had anything to do with the new Teen Titans.
Yeah, it's like after Crisis, they seemed that, they wanted to, I don't know, slim down the line, but man, they really seemed like someone had a vendetta against female characters, because in Crisis, Supergirl gets killed, and then Killing Joke, Barbara gets shot, so it seemed like they wanted to take out all female versions of of those franchises.
Yeah.
Well, they wanted to make, once they rebooted, they wanted Superman to be the only survivor of Krypton, so. See all that yeah, we see all that how it worked.
So yeah, lots of stuff. And 526 is also an anniversary edition.
Yes.
Because I believe it is the 500th issue of Detective Comics.
I think
Or the 500th Batman issue. Because he first appeared in 27, I think.
yeah, so how is 526 the 500th appear?
Well, because 527 counts as one, and then, yeah.
Because going forward, it seems like when they were doing anniversary issues, they would do the 27s. They do like 627, 727. So yeah, it's weird that.
Yeah, but actually, it's
Yeah.
the one before it because you have to count the one that it was in. Yeah.
So it's like, make up your minds. Are you celebrating 26s or 27s? But yeah, so yeah, it's also the 500th appearance of Batman and Detective. Yes.
Yep.
All right.
So there we go.
Anything else?
Nope.
All
I
right.
think that's everything.
So yes.
Oh
Kids.
wait, no. Let me show you one last thing.
Ooh. I have a feeling it's gonna be merch.
I found this amazing DC face mask collection on Amazon, and it has a Robin face mask.
Spoilers. I wonder what she's wearing for Halloween.
No, it's like beauty kind of thing. Like you put the face mask on, not like a mask, but a beauty thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Robin is a cucumber mask.
Oh my.
Yeah, Batman has black tea face mask, Robin has cucumber, Superman is coconut, and Wonder Woman is watermelon.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome. You just like in an episode, we're just sitting here and you have like cucumbers on your eyes. Like, yeah.
Okay, well, I don't have any cucumbers yet, but I haven't put this on. So maybe next week.
What it tells
Yes,
you. So what? It doesn't come with anything. It just tells you what to put on.
No, yeah, it's like cucumber in the mask. And you know those like sheet masks that women put on? Yeah, it's like that. It's like a spa mask kind of
thing. And you peel them off. Yeah.
Yeah, just like that. But when I saw that it had Robin, I was like, well, yeah, now I gotta get it. And plus, I mean, look at that class. That is some classic Dick Grayson 70s and 80s Robin right there with the little wave in his hair. Magnificent. Okay, now I'm done.
All right, kids. So yes, like we said, next week, Detective Comics 526. Everyone's here pretty much. Yeah. Jason Todd, Batgirl.
Red hair Jason Todd.
Yes, red hair Jason Todd. And then in 2 weeks,
Jason Todd of the Flying Todds.
Oh my god, yes. The Dick Grayson clone era, yeah. All right. And then in 2 weeks, we've been warning you. But over here, strap yourselves in. In 2 weeks, All-Star Batman and Robin.
That's a Phil pick.
It was it?
I said that's a Phil pick.
Yeah, did I pick that? I thought you picked that.
No, I thought you picked. Well, no, I thought you picked it.
Unless we both picked it, because
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm gonna enjoy talking about it because it's so WTF when you read it.
I know. So I think there were a few behind the scenes, for the year. I picked half, she picks half. Sometimes I think there were a few doubles on our list, so that might be one of the.
Yeah, there were definitely sometimes.
All right, so send your thoughts on all of that, kids. Email us capesandlunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. In November and December, we're doing, there's going to be a big crossover. Me and Lilith are going to do most of it, but all the Armageddon 2001 annuals for that event because, the Flash is doing an event on TV called Armageddon. So, there was a whole crossover in the annuals in 1991, Armageddon 2001. So right here, I'll look up the day. It's the Titans annual, of course. What else would we do?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, because Robin didn't even have a book in 1991.
Yeah, no, it's the Titans annual. Yeah.
Okay. I'll probably have it upstairs.
All right. So, send your thoughts. And also, follow us on social media at Nightwing. Nightwing News is on Facebook, Twitter. Find links to all the various social medias for all our shows, including the Bloodhaven Bulletin, our Facebook fan group. Please subscribe. Go hit the button there and subscribe to the YouTube channel. The Patreon, more and more important. Once again, Southgate Media Group is no more. Everyone, this team has put their faith in myself and each other. Everyone is paying out of our pockets. So please, if you can contribute anything to the Patreon, please do. Or pick up merch, cups, t-shirts, although I kind of have to fix that whole thing. But yeah, so find links to everything all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And if you want to if you just love her work and just want to contribute purely to Kristen, go pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. If you want to say screw the rest of you and just contribute to Kristen, yes, pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder on Amazon. Help her buy more face masks.
That's right. If it's good, I'm gonna have to invest.
help her buy more superhero cosmetics.
That's right. Maybe I should do a review of those face masks.
There you go. Oh my god, you do a girly episode. We'll have to get Lil to get some. You and Lil can review them.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I'll put a face mask on. I don't care.
Sweet.
You know. Like a young Dick Grayson. Anyway. Thank you for joining us. Again, next week, Detective
What did we get into?
526 at the Cat Causes Chaos. See? Didn't get the cat a babysitter.
I know. She comes in here. She's got this big old cobweb coming off her ear.
Got this one. Your new name shall be Nightwing.
Actually, she does sometimes. When she wants me to play with her, she does go up and bite my leg. Like,
there you go. I'm going to call you Haley, but now I'll call you Lightning. All right, kids. Remember, come back here every week, Capes Lunatics Sidekicks. But until then, join us same wing time.
Same Wing Channel.
The Nightwing News. Now only on Capes Lunatics Sidekicks.